Hello, this is Bino. I'm an arborist and a tree climber specialist, and on this channel I like to share tree climbing tips with beginners and experts. Today what I have planned is to work on an experiment that I've been working on. We did a video about a year ago on it. It's about drop crotch pruning. So this year, I usually do it about yearly. This is the time I decided to get it done. So we'll get to it. So last year I took quite a few branches out, but this year I'm planning on taking about 4 pretty good sized branches, and I'll show you the branches that I'm going to take out before I do it. So if you have a look up here, I'm planning on taking this one out because it wants to grow upward. And in drop crotch pruning, you want to have the diameter of what you're moving at least 1/3 to 1/2 the size of the one that you're leaving. This is one I'm removing. I'm going to leave this. So that would fall right within the rules. The next one I want to do, it's a pretty good sized branch. So if you look at it, I want to come down to this and I'll take that whole big section out. That's a reduction cut. Also, if you come around this side, you might see it better, or we'll be from there. This one right here is pretty much growing straight upward. So I'm going to reduce it up to here, to this point right here. Now this one right here, it's like a repeating branch and it wants to take over the tree. If you see, this branch goes completely and now it's growing upward. So I'm going to take it all the way down to here and leaving it, so I'll leave this outer branch as more of a structure branch. So last time I worked on it, what I was explaining is that these two were latent buds, and they came out after the tree had split in half. So the way they're growing, they're really not a strong branch, either one of them, because they're out on the outer layer of wood. Plus we had the rot here, and the last time I showed how there's movement. So this is really one of those doomed trees that I'm trying to save a little bit longer, more of an experiment. So when I'm going to do the cut here, it's to reduce the cuts that I'm making on here, is just to reduce the weight of this branch so in time it doesn't peel out. So I'm going to use a pole saw, making a double cut. Now I'm going to make a double cut so I don't split close to where the branch is going to be attached. And plus it's a little bit too big for my pole pruner. Here we go. Not the easiest thing to cut. Let me see here. It's going to fall toward you. Here we go. I'm going to bring it out. All right. I'm going to toss this over to the side here. All right. Now I'm going to do a finish cut here. I'm going to stay outside. I'm going to do my best. There's like a little ring here. I'm going to try to stay outside of that branch bark ring. Having a branch bark ring, or outside of the branch bark ring, then the tree will be able to callus over a little bit better. Now these are tough cuts because it's a squiggly branch, but let's see what I can do. All right. It's going to be somewhat of a nub, but I don't want to bring it below that ring. There we go. So for the next cut, that one that's growing straight up and it's got pretty good size, I'll make a 3-point cut. Let me get this little one out of the way first. Now a 3-point cut, so see how long this branch is? If I just come here and I make an undercut and I cut, there could be a chance that I would rip down this little area. I don't know if you can see it. So there's a bump here, this area, and then there's an area back here. That's the branch bark ridge, and that's where the tree has a lot more energy to callus over. Now if I rip something into this, then it's harder for that area to grow, and sometimes it won't, so then you could get some more decay. So I'll make 3 cuts. I'll start kind of high away. I'll start up here. I'm going to make the first cut, and then I'll do a back cut to it. You may want to back out, Noah. Go further away, because when I make this cut, it'll fall toward you. Come back behind me, this way. Okay. Now here goes the back cut. Noah, you need to get further away. Here it goes. All right. Now that's the 1 and 2. And now here's going to be the finishing cut. on this finishing cut, I'm going to make an undercut so it doesn't rip and peel on me. All right, I'm going to go to the top, and I'm going to go in line with that branch bark ridge or the swell. Here we go, a couple more. All right, so here's going to be the third cut. Now you can see in the diameter, it's at least 1/2 of the size that we're going to leave behind. Now this one's pretty substantial for this size of a tree. This guy is going all the way up to the top. He's going directly for the top. So what I'll do is I'll do my 3-point cut, make a cut on this side. Maybe it's going to fall the other way. Hang on. I'll make a cut on this side. Let me see. Okay. And I'll go to the opposite side. Okay. A little bit off. Let's see what we can do. Okay, there it goes. Watch out. Hit it. All right. Great. Cool. So now that I have the stub, now I'll do the finish cut. I don't know if you can see it very well, but if you look right here, this is the branch bark ridge, and I'm going to try to do this finishing cut in line with that. So I'll just kind of get the same angle, and I'll start sawing right there. It's such a small stub that I really probably don't need to make an undercut. So I'm just going to go slowly. These saws work on a pull. So if you push, you could bend the saw. It's when they're really flimsy branches, it's kind of tough to do this. So if you're a little bit more delicate, you'll do a better job. Here you go. It's getting ready to cut. I'll fall off. Here you go. There we go. That's the finished cut. And knock off to the fourth branch. Alrighty. So this will be the last large cut that I'm going to make. And it's going to be on this branch here. Remember how I explained it? There's 2 branches in the same direction, and you can see that the diameter is pretty equal. But this guy, he goes all the way up to the top here. You can see it, he's shooting, and once he gets up here, it wants to go further. So what we have is a decurrent tree. A decurrent tree is a tree that wants to be king. Every single branch on here wants to be the top. So when you have one that's going and shooting for the top, he'll take over and he'll get really, really long. So I want to suppress it, and by removing it completely, he'll be gone, and maybe some of the other branches can take over. So I'll do the same thing, the 3-point cut. Start here, and another one right here. Here it goes, here it comes. Bring it out. I'm gonna bring it out completely. Just go slowly. Try not to, I just try to untangle it a little so I don't rip more branches. All right, and I'll set it in our pile here. All right, now here we go with the cleaning up cut of that stub. And just like all the other ones, you can see that there is, the branch bark ridge is here, except for it's oblong. So instead of cutting it at an angle in this plane, I'm going to do more of a circular cut. Like I want it to be close, more like round, than I want it to be oblong, because there's a chance it would callus over a little bit better. Here we go. It's about to fall off. There it goes. There. You can see the pile that's over there is, it's a pretty good sized pile for such a small tree. Now you can see how it's opened up, but it still has some structure. Now what I'm going to end up working on is some of the outer branches, reducing some of the length. I'm not really thinking about thinning more. I just want to take some really long branches out just so it stays contained. So that's what we're going to do next. So the next thing that I'm going to do, since I've taken out some of the bigger branches, I still have some smaller ones that I got to get rid of. And what I'm trying to do is just reduce the length. The same thing, drop crotch pruning, but at a lesser degree, not as big. So on the tree branch that I left here, and actually I'm going to work on this side of the tree and just work my way one swoop around, taking only what's necessary. So this one right here is going straight. You can see that it's trying to take over that branch. So I'm suppressing it by this cut here. Boom. All right. Reduce it to there. It's growing straight upward, so I'll take it out. All right. So I'll reduce it at this point. Reduce it. All right. There. You can see how it looks after. I'm at the point where I think I took everything that I wanted to take out when it came to the big branches and then touching up the outer limbs. So we took out 4 main, pretty good substantial branches for this size of a tree. And if you look at it, it looks pretty fair. And you can see the pile that I got on the ground. It's actually quite a bit for this size of a tree. And in weight, it's a lot of weight. So what I'd like to show you is what it looks like from a distance. It's a lot thinner, and I'd say it's just a little bit shorter, but I'm sure it'll last me 1 more year or another year, and by next year we'll see what more I can do to it. Hopefully it doesn't fall over by then. So there you have it, drop crotch pruning. In drop crotch pruning, the idea isn't to draw a line and cut everything off. In reducing, that's not the idea. If you're doing that and you're not even thinking about what crotch you're going to cut to and you're leaving stubs, that's heading back. Heading back is a form of topping. But in drop crotch pruning, what will happen is that your tree, if you stick to that rule of removing a branch from 1/3 to 1/2 the size of the one you're keeping, if you keep that rule, a lot of times the trees will end up growing slower. Rather than if you top it, it'll be a big, massive green ball. That's not what you want. Selecting the branches that you want to keep and then reducing. And in reducing, it's not a whole lot. You'll notice that it won't be a real short. So it's really tough to say that I'm going to take it down 5 feet. Nah, you got to do what the tree tells you. You take it up to the branches. You're not really thinking about shape, but in the end, you'll have a natural looking tree and it'll be lighter and it won't grow as fast. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Comment, like, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell if you like what we do, and by all means, share our videos with your friends. All right, take care. We'll see you next time.